Season 7, episode 24.
24.
Uncommon Bond. Yes, 24, yes. Out of 26. So, Starlight is nervous-sided about seeing Sunburst again, so much she's bending everyone's ear she can get to at the station to tell them how great their friendship is. She's totally not insecure about this subject. She's not overcompensating in the slightest.
We've known each other forever and ever and ever, and I know everything about him, and we're all totally the same thing. We have all the same interests, and it's like totally the coolest friendship ever.
Yeah, totally.
Like, oh my god.
We're serious.
We also find out Sunburst's overpacking gives early Rarity a run for her money.
I think Rarity took lessons from.
Oh yeah, it sounded like we had a Sunburst visiting us, huh?
Yeah.
That's not a bad Sunburst. Anyway.
Thank you.
So Sunburst is also into antiquing, unbeknownst to Starlight. Apparently, Ponyville is a hot spot for antiquing. Not sure why.
Well, I mean, you go to all those smaller towns and stuff. And he's from the Crystal Empire. He's from, like, big city. They don't have as many antique stores and as much antique ability. Whereas if you go to a small town like Ponyville, there's more opportunity. They have more thrift shops and all that sort of thing. And
well, considering that his whole place is antique and he is an antique himself.
No, because Starlight, they're not crystal ponies. They moved there.
Yeah.
Because they were around. They're not shiny.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure the shiny ponies is only like a one-time thing when the Crystal Heart activated.
Yeah, but they aren't stiff either. The crystal ponies become stiff when they, their manes are pretty solid. They're like Ken dolls.
I thought oh yeah. No, yeah, you're right. I never know.
Besides, how would she have escaped the Crystal Empire and created that entire village before?
I was just thinking that Starlight was really, 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 really old.
Another enemy from 1,000 years ago.
Exactly. She's just a bunch of magic.
Equal
time for them. They had everybody 1,000 years ago.
1,000 years ago must have been chaotic as all get out. Celestia, once she finished, I imagine, she and Luna got rid of most of the enemies, or at least, kind of knocked them down about 1,000 years ago, and then Luna turned on her, and I gotta imagine after about 999 years, Celestia was just freaking fed up with this nonsense and tired. It's like,
I bet she had 100 years of martial law going.
It's like,
just like, no more evildoers.
No more.
Well, you either live long enough to see yourself become the villain. You either die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
I just want one time a villain to come in Twilight to just look at them and says, "So let me guess, another villain from 1,000 years ago." Yeah.
Well, a good villain is the hero of their own story.
It's like, stop pissing ponies off.
So They meet Twy at the antique store. Turns out she likes antiquing too.
Oh, surprising.
Yes.
Yeah, that's not a surprise at all.
Yep.
And new ship. Check.
Dude, I'm pretty sure he's shipped with like everybody now.
Yes. I am the ultimate waifu stealer.
Nope.
Well, yeah, I mean, they pretty much
Battle Royale between
Big Mac and
Sunburst and Big Mac.
yeah,
And
they did pretty much pour fuel in every one of those ship tanks.
Yeah.
Yep.
and Flash Sentry just in the corner, shirt shriveling in a little ball.
I thought I was the best.
My Twily. You can have the other. It is with
That loved me.
Twily.
But Starlight obviously is bored by all this, and Sunburst does tell her she doesn't have to pretend. She endures it anyway. And then we get one of the funniest lines, and it makes me wonder about the ownership of the shop.
Mhm.
This shop looked a lot smaller from the outside.
Side, yeah. I love that part.
Perhaps it is Clara, and this is how Dr. Hooves makes his bits.
Maybe.
Probably.
Gotta pay for that lab somehow.
True.
Anyway, back at the castle, Sunburst bought a blind buy barrel. Because Hasbro has no problem with that.
Actually, it's what's inside the barrel.
Yeah, that actually is a pretty common thing.
Yeah, and I know I was making a joke on their they do blind bags, so
Oh yeah.
that blind bag pony. So that was the joke.
It's like,
Thanks.
buy our toys, buy our toys, buy our toys.
I beg of you, buy your toys.
Yeah, that's a. Anyway, so after thoroughly geeking out over their purchases, Twy and Sunburst set them aside to do something Starlight wanted to do. She pulls out Dragon Pit. Dragon Pit is a board game they played as fools. Which, you know some fan has already figured out how to build that and probably built at least one copy of it.
Oh yeah.
Probably.
At some point.
Especially considering that the episodes were leaked like a while ago.
Yeah.
I imagine by now we have a working Dragon Pit board game.
Oh no, they're in mass production right now.
If Hasbro doesn't decide to do it,
Go on, Etsy.
yeah, it's probably out there. And if you're watching this later, it's definitely out there.
Yeah. And if it is, how the hell not?
Let's see. Starlight starts to feel a bit cut out of the friendship, given Sunburst's closer affinity for Twilight. Sunburst even says he has more in common with Twilight than any pony else in
Any other pony.
Equestria.
Yeah.
Which, I mean,
Dude, should not have said that.
yeah, that
That's
is
just ouch.
Yeah. That was wrong.
that was a bad move. But to be fair, they are both complete magic nerds. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
But
why I
neither
like.
of them are gonna turn into a psychopath and control a town and take all their cutie marks.
Yeah, I think another. I want to make a side note. I think another character that Sunburst ought to meet is Moondancer. I think that'd be kind of funny.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sure they've met in plenty of fanfics. It's like
Yes.
N-
No.
nerds. Push them together. Nerds.
Revenge turn. Pony
Quote
style.
Snake House. Another one. Another ship.
We must protect all of the nerds. They're so fragile.
The
Yes.
Sunburst Flotilla. The Sunburst Armada.
Sun-
Even though they've never met, there's a ship.
Sunburst harem.
So
Yeah,
And it
Careful.
doesn't just have to be the mares.
careful. Big Mac is gonna get jealous. Stop. Do you want my other phone?
Yeah, but Big Mac's in a relationship. Oh!
yeah,
That's stop
he's-
them.
he's retired a bit from his waifu stealing since he has an official OTP.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, just watch the next episode with Big Mac. It's gonna like just completely gloss over that. Like, wait, weren't you dating? Like, what?
Oh, I forgot they were together.
So she wakes up. She wakes Sunburst up early to do things. Apparently, he sleeps in the buff and wants her to turn around or leave the room so he can change. I guess he does normally wear clothes.
Yeah, it's like, do you mind turning around and possibly leaving the room? I gotta change still. I was like,
I don't want you to see my non-existent balls.
Oh, you mean the ones in the corner there? Cute basketball and football. Maybe even American football. Even though.
yeah. Bouncing future butt ball?
Good grief. Anyway, see. So Starlight drags him out to Sweet Apple Acres because they used to drink loads of apple juices fulls. A tenuous connection, but okay. She must have been studying under Applejack as she bucks apples from the tree and additionally pulls out a Trixie, who apparently fell asleep practicing teacups.
Teacup.
I remember that episode. Teacup, 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 teacup.
Teacup.
She seems to be a one-trick pony when it comes to that spell. Anyway, so Sunburst apparently shares Trixie's love of sleight of hoof sort of magic as well, since you can use it even if you aren't great at performing true magic.
Even though he kind of sucks at it. But still.
So the two hit it off really well, and Sunburst shows off some tricks to greater or less success.
And ship. Check.
Yep. From there, from his first step on his Admiralty tour, he travels to the Mirror Pool, where they run into Maud, who reveals that that cave and hers are connected.
Ship.
Oh,
Turns
wow,
out
they brought that
Sunburst
back
is-
into play.
Sunburst also dabbles in geology.
Yeah, Sunburst kind of dabbles in everything, doesn't he?
He's a fucking nerd. Freaking nerd. Sorry about my language.
But well, I mean, he's constantly got his muzzle in a book of some sort. So, you know, him grabbing something from geology one time isn't that surprising.
Yeah, I like it when they bring stuff back. That was like from season 1 or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mirror Pool. I think that was season 2.
I think it was 3.
And of course, Pinkie
Yeah, it might have
Pie's
been
not
three.
allowed to go anywhere near it.
Of course
Yeah.
not. So she can't visit her sister?
She just can't enter that room of her now, which makes you think also, now that she's kind of taken the sort of underground cavern as her home, you know, as her home base, she's by digging through there, you know, and sort of, well, she didn't dig through there. The path was already there. She may have just tapped alongside it. She now has an extra room.
Oh
Yeah.
wait, didn't
Yes.
they
Though she has to
cover
be careful with guests.
the
The next room over, that's not for swimming.
Yeah, it's
did
like
they cover the pool with a rock?
Yeah.
The
No,
upper
That's
entrance.
the entrance with
Yeah,
the
Oh,
rock.
yeah.
The upper entrance. They put Tom in the upper entrance.
Go Tom!
here comes Tom.
Anyway, So Starlight is again getting more frustrated and a bit depressed that Sunburst seems to have more in common with her friends than her. She's a wee bit jealous.
Yeah.
At which point, Twilight brings up they still have one thing in common. Magic. To which she writes a new spell and drags them back to that old familiar living room and to their younger forms to play Dragon Pit.
Yep.
Sunburst tells her he doesn't want to play, the spell is reversed, and Starlight runs off in tears, feeling completely abandoned.
Too Many Pinkie Pies was episode 3 of season 3.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Season 3 was a good season. Depending on how you like the ending. So Sunburst goes to talk to Maud and Trixie to try and figure out what the two of them still have in common. And we get this little exchange. Starlight, I appreciate you trying to help Twilight, but it seems pretty clear that Sunburst and I have grown apart. Twilight replies with, I understand, but I feel like that only happens if you let it. If you both let it, you will still want to be friends, right? As much as I appreciate that Twilight is trying to be nice here, and it works out for the best in this case, people do change and grow apart. A friend from your youth may change to the point where nothing but the past really ties you together.
Yeah, my best friend since we were kids, I barely speak to him anymore. We don't really have that much in common. I mean, we're still technically friends, but we just drifted apart, and that's okay.
Yeah.
You know?
People change, you make new friends.
Yep.
And, that's okay. So, to try and sort of make Starlight happy, Sunburst made a giant dragon pit board, and they made a giant dragon pit board in costumes. I don't know who made the costume precisely, but we do know that Trixie added some special effects to the volcano, and Maud made the giant die.
Yeah.
Was it igneous rock? Seemed appropriate. So they continue to have fun. And in the final scene, as Sunburst is heading back to the Crystal Empire, they bring up the barrel again, which they hadn't, which was the kind of a Chekhov's gun here. It's going to come up at some point. Sunburst doesn't open it until the last few seconds, and inside is a glowing book. Perhaps it will have something to do with the finale.
It
Dun 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 dun.
I actually watched the first part of the first episode of the finale. Jack and I were in the car waiting for his mommy to finish some errands, and so we were watching My Little Pony.
Aww.
Hey, Jackie, you saw that episode. What'd you think? Did you like the episode? What did you think of the? Was it good? It was good.
Oh.
Next week we'll be talking about that, so we shouldn't get too spoilery for people who are, it's not a big spoiler that would be involved, because, I mean, you put a glowing book right before a finale.
So much foreboding.
Yeah, you put something that foreshadowing into it. It's like, look at this, it's even glowing. This is important.
That's